Hey guys, sitting out here at the lake fishing, decided I just needed to take a break because it's not going so well. I fished 2 days out here and caught 3 fish. It's hot, water's warm, and the fish just are not cooperating for me and anybody else that I've talked to out here. So I decided I need to take a break, and so I'm taking a break. Thought I'd talk to you about my BFL season. Right now they are fishing the regional, which I did not qualify for, and I knew qualifying for the regional would be difficult for the following reason. I had been fishing the BFLs for the last 3 years until this year as a co-angler, fishing out of the back of the boat. And the only tournament that I had any success in was 2 years ago at Lewis Smith, where I finished 39th and got a check. And so I started this year as a co-angler, and the first tournament of the year was at Chickamauga, and I zeroed. I had a fish on, but it come off right at the boat, probably a 2.5, maybe a 3-pounder, if that. It was a keeper though. And I, just wasn't having a good time at it. I mean, I was having a good time. I met some great people, don't get me wrong. Good people that, friendships that are lasting to this day. But I just wasn't having any success. And anybody who knows me knows that I'm a competitor. Competition eats me up. It is hard for me to do anything just for the fun of it. I've been like that my whole life. It's very difficult for me just to go out and have fun. Example, like right now, fishing out here today, it's killing me because I'm having a hard time, but I'm learning. And I will get back to that in a little bit. But I fished the first tournament out of the year on the volunteer division on the co-angler side and zeroed, and my wife talked me into picking up my boat, getting a boat and fishing on the boater side and being in control of my own destiny. And I knew, and I said, this may be an unmitigated disaster, but it'll be my disaster. On my terms, I'll make the calls and go from there. So, fished the second tournament of the year as a boater at Cherokee. Had a pretty good practice, but I could only get 2 fish, and I screwed that one up because I banged those 2 fish right off the bat. Caught them on the red DT6, and I welded that thing to my hand just knowing that was the game plan. And stupid me wasn't listening to my gut saying you need to change, and I didn't. So ended up with 2 fish and finished in 94th place, I think it was, and was in 100 and some odd place on the boater side for points. And went to the next tournament, which was Douglas, and got my limit there. And everybody caught fish at Douglas, and weights were really, really tight, and I finished 84th. As an example as to how tight weights were, I had 5 for almost 9 pounds. If I'd had a 3-pounder to go, just one of those 5 fish was a 3-pounder, it would have jumped me up anywhere between 20th and 25th spot. If I'd had a 5-pounder to go with those 5, it would have put me in the top 10. That's how tight weights were. So at the end of the Douglas tournament, I was 93rd in points. Pretty good jump to go from 140 something to 94th. So I was happy with it. And then we got to South Holston, and it was in May, and I had went down there to practice, Caught some fish in practice the week before with my wife. Had fun time, beautiful lake. Went down for the tournament the night before, practice fished that Friday, and you know, I practice fish. I don't want to catch fish, just do not want to catch fish, because it's just, you know, you sore mouth when you fish. You try to shake them off. Well, these fish would not come off. I hold the rod and I'd give them line and they just take off with it. And I caught 4 fish at 4 different locations, unhooked them, hit the waypoints, and those 4 fish in practice was almost 12 pounds. And get in there the day of the tournament, and I caught 1 and lost 1. But that 1 fish moved me from 94th in points to 84th in points. So you get to the next tournament, which is the super tournament on Watts Bar, and zeroed. A full 1/3 of the field on the boater side, zeroed, never caught a fish. And over half the co-anglers zeroed. Is to tell you how tough Watts Bar was. To make the cut on the co-angler side, you only had to have 2.3 pounds of fish. That's a keeper. And on the boater side, to make the cut, you only had to have a little over 5 pounds of fish. And I think for the 2 days of the tournament, there was only 5 bass limits caught. So Watts Bar was a tough cookie. So I did not qualify for the regionals. So what am I doing? I'm out here on Fort Loudon. They announced that the wild card is on Fort Loudon. So I've spent the last 2 days on Fort Loudon, and I've been in 2 different sections of the lake. Yesterday I put in at a certain section and I stayed within 5 miles of the ramp. And I fished and checked and fished and checked. Caught 1, and it was a little 13-incher, maybe that long, maybe 12 inches. Not a keeper. And lost 1 that was not a keeper. Learned a lot. Went out today, different section of the lake, and I'm still out, and I have caught 1 fish. It's telling me a lot. The conditions right now are hot. The water temperature is 74 degrees. Yesterday it was 76. But the way I'm practicing, I know I'm not going to get bit, because that's not where those fish are at. But they will be come November 5th. How do I know that? Because we've got some major weather changes coming. Highs are going to be in the 50s and 60s, lows down in the 40s and 50s, and that's going to drop that water temperature. And that's going to move those fish to be more active, and they're going to be where I was practicing at. I think. I'm hoping. So here's my last chance to qualify for the BFL All-American for this season. And the way they do that is they take the top 6 co-anglers and the top 6 boaters from the wild card, and they go to the All-American. So that's my goal, that's my hope, and I don't like to lose at anything. I'm super ultra competitive. I don't like to lose. And so I've got a picture that I've shared with a fellow professional angler who's fishing the opens, whose goal is to get back to the elites. He's a friend of mine. I'm not going to say who he is. Well, I'll say who he is. His name is Bradley Hallman. I'm proud to have him as a friend. And this picture is of a tiger swimming underwater, making a real nasty face. And I told Bradley Hallman that picture is representative of my attitude for next year. I've got that picture in a document protector hanging on the wall in my classroom. I've got that picture hanging in a document protector on my bathroom mirror, so I see those pictures every day. I see that picture every morning when I wake up, and I'm shaving underneath this mess here, brushing my chops, I see that picture every morning. And I see it when I am at school, and I see it when I leave school, and I see that picture when I'm at home at night before I go to bed. After I've brushed my chops, turn the light out, I see that picture, and it feeds my fuel. So next year, it's on. It's on. And my goal is to, you fish to win. And I understand that you don't win every tournament that you fish. Kevin Van Dam don't win every one of them. Bradley Hallman don't win every one of them. Rick Clunn don't win every one of them. Derek Turner, Wayne Norman don't win every one of them. But they win, and they place high. Curtis Hoskins places high. He don't win all of them. And those last three are friends of mine as well. So my goal is to go in to win. Anything else is a failure. And my goal, ultimate goal, is to secure a spot in the region. And if you're going to set your goals high, why not be a Brian New and state it out loud? Win Angler of the Year, win the Classic. He didn't win the Classic, he didn't win Angler of the Year, but he had the gall enough to make that his goals. So Johnny Massengale's goal was to be Angler of the Year for the Volunteer Division BFLs. Bold statement? Absolutely. It's time to back it up. And if I don't, I don't. If I do, great. But either way, to God be the glory. And to my wife, a great thanks, because she's the one who told me I need to get this boat and do it. So, like I said, this year was going to be a disaster, and it may have been an unmitigated disaster, but like I said, it's my disaster, and I've done it my way, and no shame in it, no regrets. Do I have some decisions, look back and see some decisions that I made that were wrong? Absolutely. And that's how you learn. So I love you guys. Peace out. And remember, Jesus is Lord.